Hello, Kelly.
Sorry, I look like the wreck of the Hesperus.
Oh, you're doing great.
No makeup, feeling puny.
You're doing great. I'm sorry you're not feeling well.
Well, I'm doing better than I was yesterday. I'll say that. My ribs hurt. I cough so hard.
Oh, I hate that.
I know.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Is that the stuff that Stella had?
I don't know. I sure hope I didn't get you sick.
Oh no, I'm sure I got it from Jesse.
Stella had a fever, and then like she kind of had a cough, but it was just like congestion, you know? So her like cough was from like snot draining.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm gonna go grab my coffee. I'll be right back.
There you go.
Hey David, it's Paul. Can you hear me okay?
Hey, Paul, it's Bo. I can hear you well.
All right, Bo. Hey, I'm going to be joining by phone, I'll be monitoring, but I won't be on camera.
Yeah, no problem at all. Um, yeah.
All right, I'll just hang out till we get everybody in.
Hey, Bo.
David, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Doing well.
Hi, Paul and Kelly and Lori.
Hi. I can't
Hello,
figure out where to
David.
mute myself on here.
Kelly, if you hover over your picture on the Zoom, an option to mute or unmute will pop up.
You try that. It's not letting me move. I can't even get to my picture. Okay,
I'll be right
got it.
back.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Lisa.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Thanks. Yeah.
Good.
How's Lamar doing?
She is doing very well, thank you. She
Good.
is almost back to full normal.
That's awesome. Good.
Yay.
Well, let's see here. I think it's um 6 o'clock, and I think everybody's here who's gonna be here. So let's call our meeting to order. at 6 p.m. on May 20th. This is a meeting of the Fire Mitigation Advisory Committee. Roll call, Kelly Hunter, Lisa Huizinga, Paul Yingling, Lori. Nobody said hi, hello.
Hello. Hello.
I'm here, David.
Hi.
Okay. And David Douglas. So we have everyone on the committee is with us tonight. We have a guest, Nancy,
Hi, Nancy.
and we have our recording secretary, Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn.
Hey.
And Dawn Walker.
Hi, Dawn.
Welcome, Dawn. Welcome, Dawn. We just called the meeting to order, so you're right on time. All right. Has everybody had a chance to look at the agenda? Is there any changes that we need to make, additions, deletions, or corrections?
Looks good to me.
All right. All in favor of this agenda, say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Hi.
And I think that, is there any opposed? Okay, unanimously accepting this agenda. Do we have anyone in the audience who would like to speak to the committee? And Nancy, we're gonna let you join in our discussion later on. You're welcome to talk now, but I mean you're welcome to join in our discussion. So
Okay, just whenever you need me, let me know.
okay. Anyone want to say anything? Don?
Can't hear you.
You're on mute. There you go.
Okay, thank you. I had a correspondence as trustee from a lady that lives in Chipeta Park. Her name is Jan Smith. She lives very close to the Thomas Trail. She walks it quite frequently. And she sent me some pictures of the fire mitigation that the Mile High Youth Court had been doing the last couple of years. And she was concerned about the old fuel, the logs that had been left up on the mountain, and wanted to know if there was any plans to clean that up. That's all.
Thank you. We will, I don't have that on the agenda to discuss, but let me just give you a quick comment to that since we don't have it on the agenda. It's my understanding that this summer, in the two grants that will be working, the Mile High Youth Corps and CUSP have a portion, and this is the last time I heard about anything about it, but I think they've dedicated a portion of their time to working on reducing the fire fuels that are on the floor of the forest. That's all I know. I was in a meeting a while back where that was discussed, and that was one of the areas that they intended to put some effort into this summer. But
That's a huge relief.
Yeah.
Because everything's still laying on the ground from when they cut the last time behind my house.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all I know at this time, and I'm not even sure the information I have is totally accurate, Don, but thanks for bringing that up, and I'll touch base with Adrian this week and see what the plans are.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to our minutes, and there are no minutes. It's my fault. I waited until the last minute to send them to Carolyn. And I totally forgot. I should have sent them earlier. So I didn't give her time to get them done. But we will have the agenda, the minutes for our next meeting that we will review and approve at that time. Old business, education program update. Just a reminder here, green box hikes on July 4 and 16. As many of you as are available on July 4 and 16, or either one, I would appreciate you coming along on the hike to help out. Rock Day plans, update there from the Fire Mitigation Advisory Committee on our plans. Do we have any update that there?
Maybe Nancy could speak a little bit about that also.
Well, I think Nancy is really, I mean, she's welcome to speak about both Brock Day and the first responder appreciation event are sort of both in, I think, embedded in what Nancy's comments are. So she's certainly welcome to talk now.
I thought that piece was more the table where you're going to have information, and maybe the next item is sort of where I seam into.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, that's right. So do we have the last meeting we talked about getting a better banner for the Fire Mitigation Advisory Committee. Was there any work done on that?
We just have no money, so
Yeah. I
we
think
are
that, yeah,
old. We did ask, and Becky said, yeah, that's something you budget for. And so
Well,
I assume we could do it next year, but
I've requested money for those kinds of things for the last 3 years, and it always gets axed. So
okay.
it's hard to budget for something when it's not approved.
Sure. Yeah.
So anyway, I guess we have our answer. We will get a banner. Okay, so let's move on, if there's nothing else on Bronc Day, to the first responder appreciation event.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Lisa.
Oh, sorry. Our big stumbling block is financing it. So we probably need at minimum $250. And then, so I've done some costs on the food. So for say a hot dog or a brat meal, it's $1.93. For a hamburger, it's $2.77 a meal. And then there's costs of like just the condiments, cheese, that kind of thing. That's another $70. So if we have 70 people or 70 meals, it would be $233. So that's when I wrote when I talked to Becky, she said to get funds to put a memo into the town hall to the Board of Trustees, and that's what you have as the attachment. So I don't know if you've been able to read that, but I think unless we get money, which if we vote to approve this request to the town, I believe they put it in their packet for tomorrow night to vote on. Otherwise, we're in a pickle.
Yeah, right. Okay, so so this memo is a formal request to the board to approve up to $500 to for the purpose of buying food for the the first responder appreciation event.
Right.
And so I think what you want to propose is that we approve that in our meeting so that it can be considered by the board tomorrow night in their meeting. Is that right?
Yeah.
Nancy's saying no.
You have to have it in 24 hours. It has to be posted 24 hours before the meeting, and the meeting tomorrow night's at 7 o'clock. And so there is no way Bo will be able to put this in the packet for tomorrow's meeting. It can be in the next board meeting, but it has, per sunshine laws or whatever, you have to have it in there for 24 hours before
So
the
when,
meeting.
yeah,
That-
so when I talked to Becky, she had said, you know, go ahead and put this in the Board of Trustees packet. And if it passes, if it doesn't pass tonight, then it won't. So I assumed that it was in the packet for the Board of Trustees. That's kind of how Becky had, and then I requested Bo to do the same thing. So I don't know if that's happened or not, but
Well, Bo is
Hi,
on.
Lisa.
Bo is on, so we can let Bo
oh,
answer
hi,
that.
Bo, sorry.
Hi, no problem. Yeah, I'm hearing this happen and I'm thinking, oh, this might be my bad. So there's a few things going on. First, Nancy's exactly right. This has not been included in the packet for tomorrow. And there is a work session ahead of that meeting. And so really it's a 6 o'clock posting clock. It's 24 hours from 6 o'clock. And so posting is not really an option, but what we can do is I can ask if the mayor would be kind enough to amend the agenda to include this funding item so we can likely still get it on tomorrow. And I'll have to talk to Becky. Certain things you can amend, to add, and certain things are, better not. And so since finances are involved, I'm not sure, but I can sure ask for that. And I apologize for any confusion. I was thinking it was meant for tonight's meeting to be voted on. So.
Yeah, I just thought it was hoping the plan was like, yeah, that it could be on tentatively on the Board of Trustees. But if you could work on that, that would be great.
I will do that, and I'll work on it in the morning so I can let you guys know. Maybe somebody can jump on or attend to talk to it. But I'll try to get you confirmation that can happen earlier in the day than later.
Okay. And I guess that's depending on how this board feels about this memo. Did everybody have a chance to read it, or?
Yes, I have. I think before we put this to a vote, I think we need to have some more discussion about the event in total. I'd like to hear what Nancy has to say in terms of her thoughts, and and then we can sort of consider everything in total before we make the vote on this.
Sure.
Okay. So Nancy, you sent me an email saying having some ideas, given that Bronx Day, I think, is the weekend before the First Responder Appreciation Day. And so would you like to share your ideas and thoughts with us?
Of course. So thank you, FMAC, for having me discuss this. I was reading through your agenda packet, and I saw that the event is on August 3rd. You're going to have Smokey Bear there. You're going to try to fundraise. Chief Murphy is wanting to fundraise for some new radios. And I'm the parade coordinator for Bronc Day this year, and Chief Murphy has Smokey Bear going to be in the parade also, and he's also going after the parade. He's going to have his fire truck parked over on Hotel Street for Touch a Truck. So I'm thinking we usually have, I don't know, 1,200 to 1,400 people at Bronc Day. It seems like there would be more of an audience for this fundraising than possibly at your August 3rd appreciation. So maybe you can reach out to Chief Murphy and say, do you want to have a boot at Bronc Day by the Touch a Truck? You know, Smokey Bear is going to be there, families are going to be there, kids are going to be there, and say you're trying to raise money for radios, and possibly might be able to reach more people and get more funds that way. That was just my idea.
That sounds like a good idea, Nancy. I like that. So I mean, Lisa, what
Well,
do you?
I just didn't want, I didn't want to steal the thunder from your event, because I wanted you to be aware that Smokey Bear is going to be at Bronc Day just the Saturday before your event. There's going to be a Touch a Truck event there too. And so I just wanted to make you aware that the weekend before, all of these things are going to happen during Bronc Day, and maybe you can take advantage of that and have Chief Murphy set out a boot and, get some funds for his radios that way.
Yeah, I don't know if it should be either or both. I'm happy to do either, whatever the board FMAC wants to do. I mean, since our funding is up in the air, yeah, I'm not sure where to go from here.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that you knew that there was another opportunity. So I'm not saying get rid of your event. I'm just saying here's another opportunity that you could do some fundraising at Bronc Day.
Right.
But am I understanding correctly, Nancy, that you're suggesting that whatever funding they get would go for the radios, not for the event that we're trying to do?
That would be up to you and Chief Murphy, I think. I was reading this letter that you're going to send to the board, and it sounds like he needs to raise money for radios. So, I don't know. I think it would be probably easier to raise money for radios versus we're raising money to have a party. I don't know. I'm not sure how you would approach that.
I would tend to agree with you, Nancy, that people are more likely to fund something that is a benefit to all of the people in the fire district, rather than just the few who might show up for the appreciation day. That does make sense, and I think it's also makes a lot of sense because, as you correctly pointed out, you're going to have a whole lot more people there, and you're going to have more opportunities to reach people. I think if I might throw in 2 cents here, Nancy, since you're the head of Bronc Day, maybe you could help us get the Fire Mitigation Advisory Committee booth next door or right beside Chief Murphy, so that we can all address fire together.
Oh, well, that makes perfect sense. I'm not head of the Bronc Day, just the parade.
Oh, okay.
But
I put in a good word for us.
I can definitely, I know the person who is setting up the event, the venue map, and I can discuss with her to move your pop-up booth closer to the touch-a-truck
Yeah.
so that all of that can be put together, and then it just makes sense. That just makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I'll definitely take that to the committee.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nancy.
Of course, of course.
So I guess the next question really, for me is, does it make sense to have this event so close to Bronc Day? I mean, it's such, I mean, the very next weekend. Given Bronc Day is a big event. So to have 2 weekends in a row where you have such a big event followed by sort of another event that it may just be hard to get people out. I don't know. But I sure want to hear other people's thoughts on this.
I guess just as a background, a lot of the firefighters vacation June, July, and so August 3rd was the first time felt like he could get enough folks together and then have some time before the summer people go home. So that it was just a scheduling preference by Chief Murphy. So,
Okay.
and yeah, just as a background. So.
David, I agree, though. I think that August 3rd date is really not the best date if we're going to do this. I have a couple of concerns about this whole thing, actually. So,
Well,
yeah,
what are they?
concerns. Well, from just me not understanding the budget situation, since I was not around during that time, not knowing that we didn't have any money in our committee, and the money that we did have was we already did our event, which was serve pizza for Rubicon. And so then that took the money that our committee had already.
Mhm.
So trying to do an event without any money, in my opinion, is just ridiculous. So that's ridiculous. I have concerns about it being so close to Bronc Day. Not only that, so close to Green Box. So we have, July so busy, period. And then, we have a little break, and then we have Bronc Day. And then that next weekend, I mean, that's, people are going to be probably, partied out. So I have those concerns. I feel as though if we cannot get money from the town, then we don't need to be doing that this year. And I feel as though I would rather hold off and plan it and make it a good event. And I'm feeling very rushed, feeling like we're trying to pull something together when, doesn't necessarily have to be pulled together, and we can sit on it, plan it better for next year, find out what our budget's going to be. I also feel like if we're going to get money, we need to start looking at different ways to raise money and fundraise for our committee, and that needs to be a topic. I feel as though after the summer, like we can figure out how to get us some more money in order to do education and in order to, help with the fire department and stuff. But right now we don't have it. And so I don't feel as though we need to continue if we don't get the money.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm Debbie Downer, I know, but
No, I think that's, I think we have to speak in terms of, realities.
Yeah.
And it's a reality that we don't have money.
right.
Well, and when this whole thing started, we didn't know what we didn't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my internet keeps cutting in and out.
We can hear you fine, Kelly. Paul, any thoughts from you? You've been a little quiet.
Oh, yeah, sorry, David. I have some car trouble, so I'm multitasking. But
Oh,
yeah, I get the dilemma, and it seems to me that the only downside, and Lisa brought it up, and I think it's great to do this level of research, is that we might have one or two firefighters out for vacation. But on the other side of the ledger, we're competing potentially with Bronc Days. We're not funded, so it seems to me that the balance of the scales tips towards just leveraging Bronc Day as opposed to doing this event. Maybe Lisa, I don't know. Is it a possibility we could check back with Chief Murphy and see who might, what firefighters might miss out on Bronc Days that we can't recognize them there? Now that the date's getting closer, people have finalized their plans. Maybe the impact isn't as great as he initially thought.
Yeah, I'm not sure how, because I know they would have Smokey, who is a firefighter, and guys on the truck. But yeah, what did you have something in mind other than what Nancy was kind of summarized for?
Well, no, I think the ideas that Nancy and Lori have raised are spot on. My only thought is if you want to determine the impact, that you could check with Chief Murphy and ask, are there any firefighters who won't be there in Bronc Days to be recognized? And if so, we might find another way to recognize them at a different time. But if that's the only downside to not doing the August 3rd event, it seems like there's ways we could mitigate that. That we could still recognize those few firefighters who might be missed without creating a competing event that's unfunded and all the rest.
well, let me just add one other piece of information. Lisa had asked me to contact Jesse Stroop to ask if we could borrow the Sally Bush tables and chairs to support the event, as well as a request that we might offer the opportunity to the new restaurant that's going in to maybe provide some food samples or, promote the new restaurant. I got an email from Jesse today that said that because of the remodeling of Sally Bush, all of the tables and chairs have been packed away, and they are very difficult to get to. So he was not feeling too good about digging them out for this event. And he said that he still does not have the kitchen of the new restaurant up and running or permitted, and he does not think that that will be the case by the time of this event. So, that's just another data point. I mean, just, kind of points to the timing of this may be a little difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we learn from this and we have a whole year to plan, we might be able to do it really well next year.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be put into the budget recommendation to the BOT this fall, as happens every fall, and see if we get funding for something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I think that we haven't talked about is part of the idea was to get folks into the beautiful new firehouse. So that's just a piece that won't happen at Bronc Day, but if it could happen next year, that would be great. So
Yeah. So I based on the discussion, I would make a motion that we table the first responder appreciation event until next year. And between now and then, we work more diligently as a committee to plan an event that doesn't have so much competition and that we are certain of our funding in order to understand what it is what scale of event that we could potentially have. So that's my motion. Do I have a second?
I
Second,
second that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
I,
I,
Aye.
It seems that the motion carries it unanimously. So, Lisa, do you want to just kind of have a chat with Chief Murphy and
yeah,
explain the situation and that Nancy is going to request on our behalf for the Bronx Day committee to consider locating the Fire Mitigation Advisory Committee close to the touch a truck, and we're going to do our best to put on an appreciation event next year.
okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks for all the
So-
work on this, Lisa. It's you put a lot of work into this, and it's not going for naught if we get to do it next year.
Great. Sounds
So-
good.
so then this recommendation, Bo, I guess this doesn't even need to go into the board packet or whatever, correct?
I will totally get it in the board packet for next year.
Okay,
Can't-
okay. That would be cool just to save it. That's right. Okay. Awesome.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for that discussion. And Nancy, thank you for your input into this as well.
You're welcome. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening.
Thank
Okay.
you.
That's one thing we do well, Nancy, is we listen to everybody. Okay, let's back to our agenda. Chipper program, 29th and 30th of June and 28 and 29 of September. I have seen a couple of times that the sign up has already begun. We are already getting residents who are signing up to participate. So there's two elements of sign up here. There's people who are participating as, having material that needs to be chipped, but there's also a sign up of volunteers needed to support, particularly, well, actually both of our dates. So Paul, are you running both of those lists?
Yes, David, we have, as of this evening, 13 properties signed up for Chipper Day to be chipped. That includes one duplicate where one resident has two properties that they have signed up for. And in terms of volunteers, we have 4 volunteers, that includes me. So with just a little bit of mechanics, when residents sign up, there's an auto reply set up in the Chipper sign up Gmail that automatically acknowledges them and says, "Hey, thank you for your sign up. We'll let you know, and we'll be in touch and let you know more about the program as the dates get closer." A couple issues that I'd like to resolve regarding that. One, we had someone from Manitou sign up, and so I told that person that this is,
No.
Cascade, Chipeta Park, Green Mountain Falls. We're not in
Yeah.
a position to do any chipping at Manitou. That was an easy one. A bit more of concern, and I don't think we've addressed this, are properties that are inaccessible. And I know John Bell and I are both in this situation where just our properties are such that it's really tricky to back the chipper trailer in and turn it around and get it back down the hill in both our situations. And so far as I recall, we have not yet figured out. We don't have a location to bring slash for residents that are in that situation. Is that the state of play?
That for the June 29-30 Chipper Day, we do not have a location for people to bring slash. For
Okay.
the September 28-29 Chipper Day, we will have a slash location that will be at Joyland. And the fire chief has said that he wants to organize some volunteers to go to, you know, people's houses where they have slash and pick it up and bring it to the site for those who don't have a way to do that.
Right, but that's September, right?
That's September. So in the and I think the 29, 30 I guess we need to kind of chat with the chief about, because it really is an issue. That's one of the reasons he doesn't like to carry the chipper around town, is because it's really a logistics nightmare to try to maneuver the thing on some of the streets in town.
Right.
So,
Okay, I will, I'll reach out to Chief then. I just wanted to confirm that there hadn't been any conversations I wasn't aware of or any offline coordination, but it sounds like right now, we don't have a way to address those inaccessible properties, and that accounts for at least 2 of 13. The database is shared with you and Chief, so I have to manually input it when I get new emails. I have to manually transcribe them. I'll talk in a little bit about a way to maybe mitigate that in the future, so we don't have to deal with that. But for right now, I'm checking the email every couple days and manually updating it. And so, yeah, right now, again, we stand at 13 signups and 4 volunteers.
and add me to the volunteer list. I have volunteered every year we've done this, and I always volunteer on Sunday, and Chief always finishes everything on Saturday. So although I volunteered every year, I have not done it a single time. So put me on the list.
All right, David, how about Saturday morning?
That'll be fine.
Okay, all right, I've got you for Saturday morning. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so we now stand at 5 volunteers.
We need 6, right?
I would say 8 is the minimum.
Okay.
8 spaces. So if we do 2 volunteers Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, that gets us to 8. If we do 3 per, which is kind of Chief's outer limit, that gets us to 12. I've signed up for 2 spaces Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning. But one of my hopes is, and I want to talk about this when we get to the tip of the month, that we can generate enough chipper demand that the Chief isn't finished on Saturday midday.
Yeah, I agree.
So maybe moving into that, my proposal, if it's okay, I'm going to go into tip of the month now.
Yes, move on. Yep.
Yeah, so I propose resending out the Chipper Day sign up flyer with a couple additions. I've created a link and a QR code so that folks can, rather than reply to the email, they can just manually, or they can rather just click on the link and type in their information. That will feed it directly into a spreadsheet, so they don't have to do the more manual transcription. And a QR code. And then I'm going to try to set aside 1 day a week, at least through these next 4 weeks, to be at the post office around midday and just collect manual signups. So, Bo, one of the things I'd like to do is if I could come by town hall sometime and make some copies of the chipper flyer, just as a potential handout. If people want to take it away, I could probably, if I could do 15 or 20 color copies for the first iteration, and then just see what the response is, and then go from there.
Well, just let me know when you're coming, and I'll have them printed for you. I'll have them good to go.
Okay.
Paul,
So
if you want help at that table down at the post office, let me know.
yeah. So let me. I'm thinking Wednesday, but let me. I got to do one calendar issue to kind of clear my Wednesday, but Kelly and Bo, I will send out an email tomorrow letting you know for sure,
Right.
and aiming for Wednesday.
Good. Okay.
May I,
Paul,
go ahead, Lori.
yeah, Paul, when is the cutoff, when is the cutoff date for them to sign up for the June?
24th.
Cutoff is June 24th for the email, and piles are to be stacked by June 26th.
6 trials. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Paul, I have a quick question. Is it possible for you to get the tip of the month to me ready to go by Wednesday at the latest, like this coming Wednesday?
Yes.
Good,
Yeah.
because I'm not going to be here after Wednesday, and so I can go ahead and do everything I need to do to get it on Facebook and schedule it for the first of the month of June. But I would need it by Wednesdays. Well, I still
Yes.
have a copier and scanner right with me.
Okay. Yes, we'll do, Carolyn.
Thank you.
So, David, that's basically my report, and that again, that is, we have now 5 volunteers. We have 13 signups, and one of the yet to be resolved issues is inaccessible properties.
Okay. And you're gonna talk to Chief about that?
Right.
Okay. Very good. Thanks, Paul. Good job. So I guess what we need to do now is have an official action by the committee on the monthly tip. Is that
Yeah.
right?
So I'll propose the motion that we resend out the chipper flyer as the tip of the month with additional information on a hyperlink and QR code to allow people to sign up using different means.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed? I think it's unanimous. I didn't hear all the yays, but I think we have a unanimous. Okay, Team Rubicon. I got an email last week that, they were supposed to start May 23rd and work through the 28th. I got an email last week that they had a COVID outbreak in their ranks, and they wanted to postpone the project because they were going to be living in close quarters, and billeted in Green Mountain Falls while they were working. And they did not want to create a spread of COVID among their own team, nor did they want to create an environment in Green Mountain Falls to be a spreader event. All made sense to me, but the issue here is they are scheduled out, and they're not certain right now when they can work us back into their schedule. So it's postponed until further notice, essentially. And I have sent an email to everybody that was on our list that had been provided to Team Rubicon to let them know the status of the program. Okay, the database. Paul, back to you.
David, just one alibi on Team Rubicon is that, as I mentioned last month, I went through their process and became a deployable member of Team Rubicon, and got an email signing up, and it allowed me to sign up to volunteer for GMF, and then they also contacted me with their postponement. So we are in their system, even if the date's uncertain. And then secondly, I've been coordinating with Rob Schiller Friends of Youth Pass, to see if we can get some of their folks interested in Sawyer training. So no resolution yet, but my hope is that we can coordinate with both Rubicon and Rob somewhere around our fall chipper day so that we can get some training, get some, slash created, reduce some fuels, and coordinate that for September. But that's still early on, very tentative. But that's my hope, is that we can bring those two elements together.
Paul, you had asked me to get in touch with Ian Willis, and I had gone next door and spoken to him about this. And I don't know if he was able to get in touch with you or not.
No, I have not heard from Ian, but the good news, Kelly, is that he's got plenty of time now. This is not a hurry up event. The one thing that he can do right now is that, that link that we provided the last meeting on Team Rubicon, in about an hour to 90 minutes time, he can, at no cost to himself, just sign up and become a deployable member of Team Rubicon. That way, when the Sawyer training, when we can get a date for it, that is one administrative hurdle that he's already cleared.
I think he was going to probably talk to you first. That's why I wondered if he had contacted you.
He has not.
Okay. I know he's pretty busy right now, and he's going to get busier still because his wife is going down to the Philippines to pick up their daughter.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah. So, please feel free to forward my contact information. I'm happy to talk with him. And again, just based on current events, it's no longer time sensitive.
okay.
We don't have a date.
And that may actually work better for him too. Okay, thanks.
Okay. David, on the database, we have had some movement. So I'm not sure who to thank for that, but we grew from 73 to 97 in terms of signups. So I don't know if that was Kelly and Lisa pounding the pavement, or Lori or David, but whoever has been telling our story, well done, because we have had almost a 30% growth in 1 month's time.
Awesome.
Well, that's fantastic. We just need to keep plugging away at it and adding to it. And I think people do like getting the information, and like being on the list.
Yeah. And again, I think Kelly's done a great job of this. When we did the Rubicon event, of making that available, I think we can also do that at the Bronc Days event at our table. Yeah, just that'll be another opportunity to grow the list some more.
All right, perfect.
And we can also do that if we go to the post office, Paul.
That's true. Yeah, great point, Kelly. We can
Yeah.
add that to our task list of, another way to connect. Yeah, great point.
Yeah.
We making any progress on our volunteer groups? Are we kind of
None.
okay?
Yes. No. I mean,
Okay.
my hope is that during during Chipper Days, those folks might be kind of the ideal block captains, because they're
Mhm.
already volunteering for fire mitigation.
Yep.
So my hope is to reach out to them during the Chipper Days and just see if we can get them to make another commitment. But right now, no change.
Okay. I think the item G is the memo we've looked at already, so I think we've come to the end of our agenda. I want to apologize to Bo, because when I went through the list of everybody in attendance and on the call, I totally left Bo out, and he's always an indispensable member of the team and is always willing to pitch in and help out wherever he can, and I so much appreciate him. Thank you both for running the Zoom portion of our meeting tonight.
You're too kind. The clerk should sit in the corner quietly. I have I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
Well, it's like I told Nancy, we just like to hear from everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bo. Thanks, Nancy, Don.
All right. Well, thank you all. Good meeting, a little shorter tonight. Next meeting should be June the let's see here. So it would be the 23rd, 24th. Is that right? June 24th? Is that the last Monday of June?
That is correct.
Okay, good. Next meeting of the Fire Mitigation Advisory Committee will be June 24th at 6 p.m. Next meeting, I would like to have in person for all of you who can attend. So we can all get together again. All right.
It'll be good seeing you.
Well,
All
same
right.
here. We can hardly wait to get up there.
Okay.
We're coming back on June 6th.
Awesome. Well, it'll be good to see you guys.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing everybody. All right. Well, y'all take care. It looks like springtime is arriving.
It is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent. So with that, I have 7. Let's see here. 6:51. We're adjourning our meeting.
That's the fastest meeting I think we've ever had.
I think so. Yeah, we were succinct tonight.
Nice.
Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks all.
Night.
Okay.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
All right.
Good night.